DJ has been fishing for prawn, crab and lobster off Scotland's northwestern coast ever since he left school 17 years ago. It's a life he loves, even though rising costs, particularly fuel, have hit profits badly. Now there's new uncertainty. 90% of DJ's catch is exported to Spain and France, where Scottish shellfish is highly prized. It's unclear what currency Scotland would use and how it would measure up against other currencies if Scots vote to become independent in a referendum on the 18th of September.
I think long term it would probably be better, but there's still a few unanswered questions to do with currency and how things will work.
Concerns over the economic outlook of an independent Scotland also loom large over the Peterhead fish market in the northeast. This is Europe's biggest wholesale market for freshly landed white fish, such as haddock, cod and whiting. Approximately 1 million boxes of fish are sold here annually and dispatched around Europe. A lot is sold domestically to England.
The difference between putting fish to England and putting fish to France, there's a big difference in paperwork we have to do regarding filling out forms for France and making sure everything's correct. There's nothing like that at the moment for England. If that becomes a reality, there'll be a huge amount more paperwork and so on. So it's a big upheaval.
The pro-independence camp says an Edinburgh government would better represent the interests of the fishing industry, which is much bigger in Scotland than the rest of the United Kingdom. With fishing representing less than 1% of Britain's GDP, it claims London has bargained away its fishing rights and quotas in Europe. It's a message that resonates with fishermen. Strict EU quotas to protect fish stocks has caused Peterhead's fishing fleet to contract 75% in the past 2 decades, from about 120 boats to just 30. Peter Bruce is one of the few who remain.
I mean, our industry has been contracting something fearsome over the last 20 years. So, I mean, I would see this as a new start, and it's not going to be easy. I totally realise that. But I think there are opportunities for us to move ahead in the industry.
But in the short term, independence could mean more pain for Scotland's fishermen. They currently catch 20 to 30% more than their EU quota by buying or leasing quotas from English or Welsh boats, which is only allowed because it's within the overall UK quota.
The real crux that people need to understand about the potential effects of separation are what it will do to access to the raw material, to quota. How do we square the circle of we use a lot more than we own, and we are able to do that because we're able to trade in a fluid system? What happens when that system stops?
No one knows how long it would take an independent Scotland to join the EU in its own right, nor what would happen to its fishing quotas in the meantime. If the country does vote to go it alone, its fishing fleet will be sailing into uncharted waters.